Hello everybody and welcome back to Cooking for the Suddenly Single. I am your wonderful host, Jeff Herron, as always. And I had kind of a rough day today. I got saddled with a pretty nasty migraine starting last night, and it went into this morning. And, well, hi Kayla, I love you too. And adding on top of that, my back was killing me, so I was not able to even make it to church this morning. But I am back among the living. My headache is gone. And what do people do when they feel better? They cook. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to pop the camera around. So what I'm doing tonight is, you have seen me in the past kind of make up a bunch of stuff based on what I had, and that's what I did again tonight. So I have, let's see, I've got these cheddar brat sausages, and don't worry about the char, I'll explain that in a second. I've got some instant creamy garlic noodles, and what I'm most excited about tonight is these little guys right here. Now, Kayla came and spent the weekend with me, and I made tacos last night, and I had all these tomatoes left over. Well, I hate to have good food go to waste, so I'm trying to think of something cool and exciting to do with these tomatoes. So I decided to throw some olive oil in a pan, some minced garlic, because as you all know by now, that is my secret weapon. And I'm going to lay some stuff on these guys, probably some pepper jack cheese. Now, I'm struggling with this a little bit because I just noticed that there's an awful lot of water sitting in that pan, and I had not counted on that. And for those of you that have never worked with tomatoes before, tomatoes are about 90% water. And as you can see, this is looking awful soupy, so I don't know that this is going to turn out exactly the way that I want it to. But you know what? I don't really care, because I got nobody to please tonight but myself. So if it doesn't work out, that's just life. So, let's see. But the most important ingredient tonight, of course, is my glass of Merlot. Because any good chef knows that if you don't have a good glass of wine to drink while you're making dinner, you may as well just quit. And as usual, I'm rocking my Boda Box Merlot. I found it finally at an Acme in, where was that Acme? It was somewhere. I don't even remember where I was yesterday where I found the Acme. Oh, it's in Cuyahoga Falls. So, Boda boxes come in many different flavors, shapes, and sizes. Unfortunately, yes, Kayla, I know you found it. And thank you, Bailey Road. But the big struggle that I've been having lately is that I can't find the Merlot in the Boda box. It's always all these other crazy kinds of wines, which are okay, but I prefer Merlot. So I want to give a quick shout out to a couple guys real quick. I see Akijan Gabas is on. Aki is rocking us from overseas. He is in our armed forces over in Korea. So, Aki, thank you for joining, man. God bless you. Be safe out there, brother. We're praying for you. I also saw another member of the armed forces, my nephew, Alex Hayes. Saw him jump in on there. So, hey, Alex, glad you're home. Glad you're safe. And Alex is actually rocking the family life now. So, he's got the 1.5 kids right now. I think... and hi, Aaron, I see you down there too. Okay, now, I lost my train of thought for a second because I'm going to dump the water out of this skillet because I hate all the water. So, I'm going to flip the camera around for just a second. This could be a disaster, but that's my disaster, and I love it. So, alright. This is not exactly turning out the way that I wanted it to. Okay, I'm back. No, Aaron, Erica's not pregnant, at least not that I know of. I was just spewing out numbers there. Alright, so these look like they're going to be an awful big flop. I think what I'm going to do next time is I probably should have followed plan A and broiled them. Austin, your new look is awesome, although I still think you should have rocked the cornrows. I did comment on that. I said you should have gone with cornrows, dude. And yes, you look great bald. Poor Austin got suckered yesterday into shaving off all of his hair by a bunch of people at my good friend Ryan Kovach's graduation party. Alright, these are not doing what I want to do, so I'm going to plan B here. I'm going to teach you guys how to salvage something that did not turn out the way that you wanted. But before I do that, I'm going to turn off the noodles, because these are getting a little too much. I'm going to turn on the oven to broil. And I am going to save these tomatoes, fellas. So I'm going to reach down here, I'm going to get a broiling pan. And ordinarily I would dump a little bit of olive oil on here, but there's enough olive oil on these tomatoes, I don't really need to worry about it a whole lot. But I think, going to use some non-stick just to be on the safe side, because I really want these tomatoes, you guys. Because I'm really proud of this idea, and by golly, I'm going to make it happen. I don't care how it goes. And you know, the funny thing is, my dad actually warned me about that, about all the water in here, which is, it's really sad that I'm actually getting cooking advice from my dad. Any of you that know my dad know that you know, he's a pretty amazing cook now, but back in the day, not so much. My sister Missy and I used to joke that he could burn salad. Okay, you know what? I will not let this get me down, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut up another tomato and we're going to start over again. So, you guys can laugh at me, you can do what you want. Laugh, I deserve it probably. But you do get to see me use my favorite kitchen toy. This is exciting. Yes, Kenny, that is a fender glass. Okay. Yes, I turned you down for just a second so I can get my tomato out. A little point of view action here. How's that, huh? You like that? It's my show. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Okay, this is a mandolin slicer. This thing is freaking awesome. This allows me to basically cut up whatever I want, as thinly or as thickly as I want, and I ain't got to worry about killing my dumb self. So I did not use a cutting board before. I'm going to now. See, this is exciting. You guys get to see how I make something work out of failure. Okay, so let me wash this tomato off real quick. Okay. But I have had a productive day. I actually got out and did some gardening earlier. My headache went away probably around midday, and I decided that it was too nice a day to spend sitting inside being pathetic. So I went to Lowe's, picked up some gardening implements, and weeded my gardens. And we also watched an entire season of American Horror Story. Yes, that was awesome. Okay, so the way that a mandolin slicer works is you've got, this is your guide here, this is your blade. And what you can do is you can set the thickness of whatever you're slicing, you can set the thickness as thick or as thin as you want. Now, I'm going to make mine a little bit thicker. And now the way that this works is the concept is you just slide things down and it will slice it for you. Now, you want to be very, very careful because you can basically cut things off, and as we all know, that's just not fun. I'm going to keep stirring this. This is actually good because this is thickening. So, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the guide on here, and I am just going to rock that. Okay, I'm going to need to use two hands, so hang on just a second there. Okay. Now that I got it started, you just basically just slide it down. And voila, you've got a big fat thing of sliced tomatoes. And the beautiful thing about this is that, Kenny, I would love if you showed up as a random guest. That would be awesome. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to season these a little bit and use my salt because I don't really care about my sodium. And it's always normal anyway, so which nobody can ever understand. Okay, I'm going to hit this, so I got the salt there. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of dill. And just a real light, actually I'm going to wait till I put those on. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these on, I'm going to put these on my broiling pan. I really hope this works because I've been really looking forward to these. And I'm going to be very upset they didn't work. So while now on top of that I'm going to add just a little bit of minced garlic. Okay, that's more than a little bit, but I like it and it's my show. Now the idea here is once these things start cooking and they're not all mushy or whatever, I'm going to put a coating of pepper jack cheese on top of these. You know, it looks so easy in the movie Fried Green Tomatoes. I don't understand why I'm struggling here. But that's okay because my other rule of thumb is if things go south in the kitchen, just keep drinking wine and pretty soon you won't even care. Alright, so we got our noodles pretty much, those are settling nicely. Now let me talk a little bit about these, what I'm doing here with the sausage. Like, as you all have known already, I just throw stuff together and make whatever I have work. So I'm a sausage guy, and what I did was these are already pre-cooked, so all I had to do was warm them up. And I just did them on a skillet here, and this is the way that I like it, and I was the only person in my house that liked it that way. I personally like a little bit of char on it. I think char is good. I think char is healthy. And, well, I just think it's good. And again, it's my dinner, so I can do whatever I want. So what I'm eventually going to do with that is I'm going to put those, I'm just going to cut those up and then put those in the noodles. You can see how my broiler's coming down here. Okay. Okay, Aaron, if you're still watching, should I lower, am I okay with leaving it at that height, or should I lower the rack? Yes, I'm asking Aaron for advice, so don't judge me. Alright, I think I'm just going to go ahead and answer my own question. Oh, Aaron said I'm good. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for noticing. Alright. Oh, there's my supervisor. That's Kasha. Kasha, say hi. Or not. Okay. Alright, so I have no idea how long I'm going to keep these in for, but you guys will be just as surprised as I will be. So, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take my charred cheddar sausages out. You know, I could do something with that. I don't know what, but I can do something with that. Maybe a tomato puree cocktail. Kayla, she wouldn't have tried to bite you through the camera because you weren't trying to pet her. My little min pin there, Kasha, has a little bit of a mean streak, and she doesn't like to be touched anywhere except on her head. I'm just going to flip that there for just a second while I cut these up. And let's see, do this. So, but we had a nice weekend with Kayla and the husky puppy Atlas that she's been dog sitting for. But we had a lot of fun. We watched, there was much Netflix binge watching. There was much Pokemon Go playing, and we met several new people in our adventures. And we learned that Pokemon Go can get really crazy when you don't know what you're doing. Alright, so, yeah, these are nice and hot. I'm going to take these now and I'm going to dump these into the noodles. You can't see it because I need two hands, so just pretend that I'm doing something really awesome and that you're just sitting there with your mouths wide open calling everybody into the house and come and see this incredible spectacle. Alright. Alright. So I am now going to integrate all these sausages with these noodles. And I'm actually going to turn the heat back on just to keep that going and keep that warm. It kind of looks a little gross, but I don't know, it sounded good to me, so I went with it. Hey, let's take a look at the tomatoes. Okay, they're not looking too bad. Awesome. Okay. So while I'm kind of waiting for things to work together here, I want to talk a little bit about something really exciting that's coming up later this summer. On August 21st, there's going to be a total solar eclipse. Now, don't get too crazy excited because we here in Northeast Ohio will not see it as a completely total eclipse. There is a swath of area that runs up from the Carolinas up to the Northwest United States, and that is what's called the path of totality, and it's along that very narrow region where people in that area will see a complete and total eclipse of the sun. So there it will go dark, the temperature will drop, streetlights will come on, stars will come out, it'll be awesome. Now up here in Northeast Ohio, we are going to have a partial eclipse, so we'll still be able to see the solar eclipse, but it's not going to go dark, and it's not going to, be nearly as spectacular, but it is still going to be really, really cool. Now, the other really cool thing is that it's right smack in the middle of the day. I forget the time exactly, but it's going to be around the 1 o'clock in the afternoon time-ish. So everybody will be able to see it, provided that it is clear out. And since I work in downtown Cleveland, I'm actually looking into some options for being able to view this in downtown Cleveland, including even trying to work with our building managers and see if they'll let me on the roof. So that would be really cool. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there because you guys know that know me know that besides music, Wookiees, and the Green Bay Packers, that my other love is astronomy. Although I haven't had my telescope out in probably over a year because of my back issues, which breaks my heart, which makes me even more irritated that I still have not gotten anything solved with insurance yet. But it is what it is, and there's no sense in fighting about it. Okay, now, the important thing. Have another sip of wine. Thank you, I think I will. Okay, that's done. Man, I am running out of things to talk about, you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this going. Man, you guys must all be really bored because I see a lot of people joining this, and if you guys don't have anything better to do on a Sunday night than watch me in my kitchen, man, you guys are, that's almost as bad as me being videoing myself in a kitchen on a Sunday night. So, Kasha's over there keeping the peace. I'm trying to teach her to play the guitar, but she keeps trying to eat it. So that's not working real well. I'm still trying to think what I can do with that. So, I don't know, somebody jump on and give me some ideas of what I can do with these mushy, but I'm sure quite delicious garlic tomatoes. Well, yeah, Kayla, I know I can eat it, but you know, you can't just eat art. I mean, you have to make art. Yes, eating it is a great idea. Well, this looks really good. Yeah, let's check this again. Okay, that looks like it's doing what I want it to do. So, I'm going to pull that out. Grilled cheese and tomato. That's not a bad idea. Cut it into the shape of a guitar. Super whatever. Atomic Tomato Man. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out and see what's up. Kasha came in to see if there's anything for her here. The answer to that is no. Let's take a look and see what we got. Oh! Hot sauce and hot peppers. Kenny, I'm just going to take a break here. Let me show you my bottom shelf here, brother. This is all hot sauce right here. Every single bit of it. But this is my favorite. Garlic habanero, brother. That's the poop right there. And yes, I did just say poop. Because I'm 49 years old and that word still makes me giggle like a 13-year-old. So, don't judge. Alright. Oh, nice. And you know what? These are actually pretty firm. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I may have just saved the day. So is anybody out there besides me really excited for the Dark Tower movie that's coming out in August? I am just a Stephen King freak. And the Dark Tower series is probably my favorite literature series of all time. And when I saw that was coming out in the theaters, I'm just going to say it, I about wet my pants. I was so excited. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting pepper jack cheese, and this thing is really going to suck to wash. I hate this broiling pan with a passion. I mean, it's great for, well, you know, broiling stuff, but cleaning it is like the most miserable experience of my life. So what I'm doing is I'm giving this a healthy, very healthy amount of pepper jack cheese. You know, I'm thinking this might actually go good with some hot sauce. Now that I'm thinking about it. Alright. So speaking of hot sauces, I've been thinking it might be kind of fun to do some of these and kind of show some of the different hot sauces that are out there. Maybe not necessarily do a review on them, more than just talk about them. And you know, obviously I would show you some and we would do some tastings. But I think that'd be kind of fun. You know, I see a lot of these guys on YouTube that sit there and film themselves eating a raw Carolina Reaper and ghost peppers and stuff like that. And you know, I love hot stuff. I love hot peppers, and the hotter the better. But you know, if you're stupid enough to eat a Carolina Reaper raw, dude, you not only are you a special kind of stupid, but you deserve everything that happens to you as a result of that. I mean, that just makes no sense to me. Back when everybody was doing the, I'm sorry, I'm trying to seal this up and talk at the same time. Back when everybody was doing the Ice Bucket Challenge, Kayla and I thought it would be a tremendous idea for me to do a ghost pepper challenge, where I ate a raw ghost pepper and posted it on Facebook. While I did live to eat another day, and it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I have no desire to do it again. That's just, to me, that kind of stuff just doesn't appeal to me. In my opinion, you're just showing off. You're either just showing off, or you're really stupid, or you're both. I like hot stuff in my food. In my salsa. The hot sauce. Oh, dude, done. Okay, that bad boy's coming out of there now before that cheese just gets completely. Oh, look at that. Now this, people. All right, maybe it doesn't look all that great, but I think it looks awesome because this is the first time I've ever done this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit this with a little more dill. Which I just threw all over my countertop. And now the fun part, the plating. So these little guys actually deserve a plate of their own because they're just so darn good looking. Just like me. So I'm going to get one of my little tiny plates here. And they slide right off. He shoots, he scores. Unlike LeBron in the finals. Wow, did I say that out loud? I don't think I meant to. But it's okay because it's only like 2.5 months until Green Bay Packers football season starts. And look at that plate. That's a thing of beauty right there. So as for this guy, I think I'm just going to slum it and just dump this into a bowl. Or maybe I'll just throw caution to the wind and just eat it right out of here. How hillbilly is that? Alright, I'm just going to get a bowl, I think. You guys can see my lane cabinet. This is my set. At least it matches. So, alright. So I am just going to put that there. And yes, I am serving myself with a wooden spoon. Again, this is my show. It's my kitchen. Judge me all you want, but I'm the one that's going to eat this and you're not. Although you may be thinking to yourself, that's probably a good thing. And you most likely would be very correct. So, I'm not going to eat this on camera, but I do want to try the tomatoes on camera. Because this way, I want to share either my success or failure with all my friends on Facebook that are at least still watching. So, there's the tomatoes. That's my fork. Let's try this bad boy. Let's try this guy right there. I may need a knife. Oh, no. And here we go. You know what? I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Okay, it's not bad. It's still really, really watery and full of, well, water. So, I may need to figure out some ways to dry them out a little bit to get them a little less juicy. But overall, the flavor is really good. And I'm going to go ahead and give this... I'll give this probably a B, just a solid B, not a plus or a minus. The flavor's good. I'm not crazy about the texture too much. But like I said, they're awful runny. But hey, that's it. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for being as lame as me and having nothing better to do on a Sunday night. So I'm going to sit down and eat and watch some TV and then decide spend the rest of the night arguing whether or not I want to wash all these dishes. So until next time, we'll see you later. Peace!